Warm greetings from the High 10. It's Everyday Shenanigans on this Saturday, February 15, 2020. I want to talk to you guys about something. I've been sitting here thinking about the case with Faye Swetlik, Faye Marie Swetlik, 6 years old, that was found deceased this week in Casey, South Carolina. And I'm bothered by this case as well because in my mind I'm trying to fathom, how did this guy, this neighbor, just walk up and lure that child from her location? Because I don't think it was dark at that time. 3:45 to 5 p.m. allegedly was the time frame that the child went missing. Some of you have also mentioned you don't understand why there wasn't an Amber Alert. And as I told you all, the Amber Alert system has its own criteria for when it will be issued in a child being missing. You have to go to the site and see, but they have different reasons for not issuing the alert. And one of those reasons is if they don't think the child was abducted. But as we see now, she was lured. So whatever word you want to use, lured, abducted, is all the same. She didn't belong to him. He didn't have any reason, this Coty person, saying anything to her, talking to her. And I'm just trying to understand how he walked up and got this child and nobody saw a thing. Because if the townhouses are, door to door, door to door, people watch, people listen, people look out windows, people stand in doorways. And once again, here we are with the child in a apartment complex, development, whatever, however you want to look at it, taken right under the nose of the family and neighbors. And then he discards her right near their apartments in a wooded area, not far at all. Not across town, not in another county. You see what I'm saying? Not across town, not 4 or 5 blocks over, but right outside the door. He discards this baby. So then you have to ask yourself, he was bold enough to lure her away from where she was playing, outside. 2, he had to discard her. And how did he do that? He waited till dark the same night, that Monday. Took her out. What did he take her out in? Y'all haven't thought about that. What did he discard that child in? Because if he didn't take her far, he still had to carry her out in something. A bag, trash bag, something. This story is just as baffling to me as the McKinney case, because it shows me that even in a place where there are lots of people living, walking, talking, going in and out of doorways, front buildings, side buildings, nobody's ever around when these children are abducted. And in this case, an Amber Alert wasn't even issued. And people are questioning that. They have a right to question that. Because she was right in the vicinity. She was taken right near her home. And as I tell you all, whether the suspect is near the home, live across the street, around the corner, across town, rarely do they let the victim go, because they know the victim can identify him, them. And he knew that. Some of you whispering that he had mental problems, this and that. I don't have any information of that, so I can't spin that. But one thing I can tell you, that he wasn't too mentally handicapped, because he took her. He did whatever he did to her. He discarded evidence into his trash can, and he dumped her right outside. I don't know about that. When I get more information, I'll give a conclusion on that. But at the moment, I'm not rolling with that. He had a mental problem, because I don't know nothing about him, and I haven't gotten any information. And where you all are getting your information, I don't know. But I'm speaking in general terms. It takes a bold person to lure a child. Period. I don't care if you're at the Walmart, the library, the school, housing development, housing project, apartment complex, whatever. You are bold to walk up to a child. You are bold SOB to walk up to a child and spin some web to get them away from that location and then take them somewhere else, wherever it is, close by, across town, wherever. Do your dirty deeds with that child, murder the child, and then take the child out and dump them like they're trash. It's messed up. We're in a messed up world. We're in a messed up society. And the sick part is this was a neighbor. As the police stated, not a friend, not a relative, but a neighbor. A grown-ass man that knew better. And I'm baffled and I'm confused and I'm angry. Like I said, all emotions wrapped into one, because I just cannot understand a child getting off the school bus, walked home with her mother. Please listen to me carefully, because some of you don't listen to my videos, obviously, because you keep asking me things that I've already stated in the videos, and I give you a source, and I bring you the said information from the source, and yet you all ask me stuff that I've already repeated. So let me make this clear. She got off the school bus. There is video surveillance of her being on the bus. Her mother was there waiting. Another mother was there waiting for her son, who rode the bus with Faye. She saw the mother walk away with Faye. Home, close by. Faye comes back outside to play. Then she goes missing. Between the time of 3:45 p.m. to 5 p.m. The mother comes out. Obviously, she calls for her child, looks, whatever. She don't see her. She files a report, call 911. I'm just angry because I can't understand the boldness of these sickos, these pedophiles, these creeps, to just walk up and take a child without no thinking, no notion that they could be seen. See, that's when you know the mindset that you would be bold enough to walk up and not care to be seen taking the child. Then, too, to do whatever you're going to do with him in the house, with whomever you live with. They're saying that he lived with other people. That's another thing. How the hell did that get pulled off? And then you got to discard the baby. You ain't even thinking about getting caught neither time. The commission of the crime of getting her, being seen, doing the acts to whatever, to the child inside the home if others live there, and then 3, discarding of the child. You didn't care about getting caught to get rid of the baby. We are living in desolate times, people, and something needs to be said to you parents out there. I don't know all of the said information with the Faye case. I bring it to you as I get it from the news source. But you people have got to realize we are not in 1980. We are not in 1970. We're not even in 1990. It's 2020. There is no more letting your children play outside without being monitored. You can't do it anymore. These children are being picked up by strangers. They are being picked up by neighbors, passerby, even assaulted by family members, friends. Doesn't matter. A creep's a creep. You can no longer trust people that you know, that you think wouldn't violate a child. I just brought you a story yesterday of a man raping his own 16-month-old son a few years ago. What type of crazy MF would rape their own baby, penetrate their child? Now, this case with Faye, it's a neighbor. Another case, the people came from a whole nother jurisdiction in Alabama and went to a project and lured a kid. You see, they don't care. And they're bold and they're brazen. Because you have a different thought process with these stupid ass people. Some will say, I'll go cross town, round the corner, another town. Some will say, I'll try to get them right here where I live. You see, you don't know these people. Each case I talk about is different than the last. But the only similar thing is that the predator didn't give a damn. He or she or they did not care. They did not care about being seen, luring the child, abducting the child, dragging the child, howsoever they got him. And they didn't care about what they did to them. And they sure as hell didn't care about discarding them like they're trash. You parents have got to realize now you cannot leave your children outside to play, even if it is in the yard, backyard, neighboring playground. It doesn't matter. And you sure in hell can't take them other places and drop them off and just leave them and think they're going to. Something bad wouldn't happen to them. Because you see, anything can happen to a child. They can get chased by a dog, bit by a dog. Other children could come, pick on them, bully them. Neighborhood kids could bully them, tease them, beat them up, rough them up, hit them. Rough housing. Don't you see? It doesn't matter. Things happen in the blink of an eye. Things happen out of sight. And that is what these pedophiles are looking for. They are looking for that moment when you have decided to let your child play and roam about because you don't want to sit outside with your baby, and they pounce like an animal and take advantage of the situation. And yes, we have all been children. We have all played outside. We have all played out of sight from our parents, guardians. And yes, some of us made it home. And some of us did not. The world is different now. People are diabolical. They are sick. And they know that you will let your guard down as a parent. They know you will let your guard down as a person, because nobody walks around all day thinking that their child is going to be abducted. No one thinks that they will be abducted, because you wouldn't be able to live if that would be your only thought process. You would never come outside. You'd never be able to pay bills. You would never be able to have a life. And they lie in wait because they know somebody's going to come outside. Somebody's going to walk in the parking garage alone. Somebody's going to send their kid into the store alone. Somebody's going to send their kid up the street alone. Let their child play and ride the bicycle around the corner. They know those things. And then they exact the plan and they execute it. And they do not return your child back to you because they know your child will identify them and they do not want to be apprehended. You women and men out here have got to realize you cannot let your children stay outside anymore. They cannot play outside alone anymore. And that is a sad thing to say, that the child can no longer just go up the street, the block, around the corner, few houses down. You're going to have to walk your kids to the house, person's house, drop them off. Sorry. It's the way it is. You cannot rely on other people to be the guardians of your children either. You cannot rely on the neighborhood to be your child's guardian while you step away, smoke a cigarette, read a book, talk on your phone, FaceTime, whatever the hell you're doing when you're out of sight. And I'm trying to be real with you people because some people are neglectful. And some of you may not want to hear that as a parent, but some of you are. You have allowed the street to babysit your children. You've allowed the street to coddle your kids. And that's why your kids stay in the street and roam the street and will become the street because nobody is caring for them at home. The street cannot be the babysitter. The neighbors cannot be the babysitter. They cannot keep a watchful eye on your child, and you can't expect them to, because in the end, the street is not the mama and the daddy. you can no longer rely on the good neighbor to look out for your baby, because that's not his or her baby. We are in desolate times. The pedophile is real. She is the boogeyman. Some of them work in teams. Some of them are serial killers, human trafficking, all that nasty filthiness. There are people out there that, yes, work together. And so you need to be mindful of that when you allow your child to walk outside that door out of sight. That there are sick people out here ready to prey on your baby. And that is the world that we live in. So everybody has to stand account for their participation in the child rearing, livelihood, and even leisure time. That you need to know that there are people out here that will harm your child, and that everybody outside, inside, will not watch your child, not look out the window, not make a phone call when they see something ain't right, something don't sound right. You have people who just will not get involved, and it is not their responsibility. Yes, they should, but we know in this world we live in, people just don't care. And you, as the parent, have to own your part as well, because you cannot rely on the street and neighbors in the community to watch your baby, tend to your baby, because it's not their job. It's your job, because you brought that baby here. You brought that child here, and you owe them more than just letting them roam around and play anywhere, go to anybody's house and play. Let anybody keep and babysit your baby. That's another thing too. I'm keeping it real in this video because all aspects need to be addressed as far as the rearing of children. You have to do your part as a parent. You cannot let your children roam. You cannot let anybody keep your kid, watch your kid. You need to know who wants your child to come play at their house. You need to know something about the people who invite your children to parties, birthday parties, functions, sleepovers. You have to be diligent in rearing your kids, because anything can happen when you are not around. And children are molested and raped by their parents, relatives, brothers, sisters, neighbors, clergymen, clergywomen, same sex, opposite sex, older children, all walks of life offend. Know that. People really need to know that. And you need to know you cannot trust everybody around your baby, around your kids. Everybody ain't your friend, and they sure ain't your kid's friend. Stay vigilant. Watch your child. Be leery of who's around your kid. Be leery of where you send your kid. No more leaving the babies outside to play. If you're not going to sit outside in your yard, especially if there's no fencing, you live in an open space such as an apartment complex, housing development, you need to sit outside with your baby, or you take your child to a park and you sit there and you watch your child play, and you don't FaceTime, talk, text, read books, magazines, fall asleep, sit in a car. You watch your kid. And if you're not going to watch your kid, then leave your damn baby in the house. Like and share, drop your comments below. This is Everyday Shenanigans.